Well, every state has had its own challenges dealing with the coronavirus. Border states like Arizona have had unique challenges. Border agents and custom agents are coming down with the virus, and illegal immigrants are trying to get released after being detained for fear of catching coronavirus.
Well, here to answer all of these questions is Arizona Congresswoman Debbie Lesko. Congresswoman, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me. How's everyone doing?
So far, so good here, but you're the guest. Let's ask you, how is it in Arizona? How are you guys dealing with it, both as a state, not being in the big metropolitan areas of New York, D.C., or Detroit, New Orleans, and then secondly, as a border state, is there anything unique about how you guys are having to deal with this?
Well, we're fortunate here in Arizona that we have a great governor. Governor Ducey is really taking charge here in Arizona and doing well. Now, we're close to 100 deaths in Arizona, but we're nowhere near New York or some of the other metropolitan areas. And so we have had some longer time to prepare. I have been on, seems like nonstop conference calls, whether they're video conference calls or what, but the one that was yesterday and last week with our major Arizona hospitals, and we coordinated with FEMA and Health and Human Services. Those are probably the most beneficial as far as the health care, to make sure that our hospitals are really gearing up and have enough ventilators, test kits, PPE, the whole thing that the whole nation is worrying about. And so far, so good. I mean, there is a shortage, just like there is everywhere. But we're getting prepared. Our governor got another hospital that had recently closed its doors, is opening its doors again to, hopefully we won't need it, but in case we need extra bed space. They're really getting prepared over here in Arizona. And by the way, the weather is fantastic. And so if you're going to be locked up somewhere in your home, you might as well be in Arizona. It's a wonderful place to hang out.
Congressman, you are on a border state, and while a lot of the talk is about a lot of these metropolitan areas, the border has also been an issue in some ways as well. What are you hearing from border agents right now? Can you give us an update?
Well, I am on Homeland Security Committee too, and so we get updates on not only border agents but also TSA officers. And of course, it's a concern. It's a concern for their safety, for their health. But I'm opposed to just letting people in ICE detention centers go, unless there's really some reason we should leave them go. I mean, we should not. Some of my Democratic colleagues often use these crises to do their pet projects or things that they really want to do. One of the things that they really want to do, which I know of all too clearly being on Judiciary and Homeland Security Committee, is they seem to want to prioritize illegal immigrants over U.S. citizens. And they always, want to do whatever they can for illegals and at the cost of U.S. citizens, which is really, I don't understand it. It's a head scratcher for me.
Congresswoman, Governor Ducey, who you mentioned, caught a little bit of heat for how late he issued the stay-at-home order, and then specifically carving out golf courses and hair salons. So, number one, is the criticism of him issuing this stay-at-home order so late justified? And secondly, is there an issue with the carve-outs for golf courses and hair salons? I understand both, right? I mean, love to play some golf, and I'll need a haircut soon. But are those the carve-outs that we should be focused on?
Well, they weren't really carve-outs. What he did is said that there were essential businesses, and he listed a whole bunch of businesses. And he's a Republican governor. He's for freedom. He's not for the strong arm of government mandates, but he suggests to people that they stay home as much as possible. But golf courses, I mean, you're really 6 feet away from somebody when you're playing golf, unless it's somebody, in your family you're playing golf with that you're already next to. But to me, it seemed logical, even though it sounds unlogical, that it's an essential business. I mean, why not play golf if you're 6 feet away from the other person, or actually farther than 6 feet away? Now, the hair salons, he recently put out an executive order saying they were not included in the essential business list. And so he has since then said that hair salons and nail salons really need to close because there's no way that you can keep 6 feet away.
Yeah, that's a good point. And if you've ever seen me play golf, my ball goes so far out of the fairway that I'm definitely going to be 6 feet, probably 60 yards away from anybody before the way I play.
Me too.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us. I hope you stay safe and happy Easter.
Thank you. Happy Easter to you and all the viewers.
Thank you very much. Well, listen, we've got a lot of U.S. companies stepping up to do the right thing, and that includes many distillers who are trying to use their facilities to make hand sanitizers. But the FDA is pushing back on a lot of them. We're going to talk to the head of the industry to find out why and what they're doing to overcome it when we come back next.